Good evening, everybody. What's going on? What's going on? I apologize for the last show getting cut short. Your boy lost some internet problems, and I wasn't able to get back in time for to link up with my partner ZenRay from ZenRay Sports TV, who's going to be joining me here in a second. But salute to you guys. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like what you see for your familia. The Knicks lose tonight to the Washington Wizards, 124 to 117. Where do we begin? Kemba Walker wasn't enough. 44 points, played a phenomenal game. Best game of the season. Played with a lot of fire, heart, desire. But at the end of the day, defense wins games. Knicks gave up 30 plus points for 3 quarters, and Wizards shot 50 above 55% all night, and that's without their star Bradley Beal, and the Wizards still come away with a victory. Knicks, let's face it, guys, the Knicks are a 500 team this year, maybe even above, below or above. It's gonna be a long season. We got to take the wins with a grain of salt and the losses as well. But Julius Randle needs to look at himself in the mirror right now. Julius Randle, I don't know what's going on with him. When you look at the stat line, shows 23 points, but that's not the kind of game he had. He just looked like he just doesn't belong. I'll keep it real with you guys. But let's bring my partner in here. I'll let him know what I feel, and we'll see what his take is.
Sports TV. I have with Juby the Tubi family above everything. Thank you for being here this evening. Once again, as I was explaining, we have another loss at the Garden. Kemba Walker goes off tonight.
Yes, yes, yes. I apologize to you guys last show. Internet technical difficulties, and I couldn't make it back in time to link up with my partner ZenRay from ZenRay Sports TV. But yeah, Kemba Walker came out with the fire, desire, gusto, the energizer. Was not enough. 44 points, almost had a triple double. But just a tremendous defense. Like I was telling my viewers right now, Ray, when you give up 30 plus points for 3 quarters out of 4 quarters and let the Wizards shoot 50 above 50% all game, defense wins games. We all know that. But I'm gonna just say one thing, and I'll let you sound off the alarm. And I know me and you spoke about this. Julius Randle again, man. If you look at his numbers, he had on paper. It looks like if you don't watch the game, it looks like he has a great game. But from what I really watched him tonight, I really did, and I try to be optimistic and try not to hate on him and see what he's capable of. And the man just does not fit on with that team no more. What do you think about that? He looks like he just has an identity crisis check coming soon.
Look, he's once again 4 turnovers. And, the turnovers, you're going to have turnovers, but he leads the team in turnovers. If you're going to be turning the ball 4 times, you have to get those points higher than 23 points. Those were modest 23 points. It's not as much as you think what he did. He was 0 for 5 from 3 point range, 10 from 22 from the field. He had 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block shot. The effort was there. It's just that he has butterfingers. I mean, I don't know. I was joking around with you before. Ever since he took his braids off, he's been lost to the sauce. That was just a joke between you and I. I mean, it's
Yeah.
more to that. I think ever since he got the bag, he put a lot of pressure on himself, and I think he feels like he has to do a lot more. Um, Kemba Walker,
Mm.
Alex Burks, and Randall led the team, the starting unit. Fournier didn't have a great night tonight. He shot two from 13 from the field and 2 from 11 from the 3 point range. We can't have those inconsistencies, especially at home. We notch another loss at home at the Garden. Um, Look, a lot of defensive assignments were missed this evening. We have a lot of guys still out, or a few guys still out with the COVID protocol, and so you have to give Nick some kind of excuse there. There were moments where we had the game for the taking. We didn't defend the interior very well, and we didn't defend the 3 point line toward the end of the game. You give Kuzma a lot of open looks, and he just put the nail in the coffin on us. You can't you can't blame Kemba Walker. I think Kemba Walker what he did tonight, he solidified and he shut up everyone who was against him, including partially myself. I love his scoring. I think defensively, I think that's what I feel he's he's weak at. But when a man scores those points, you can deal with the defensive deficiencies. My thing was there were some games he was scoring 5, 7, 9 points, and his defense was bad. But when you score 44 points, you can have the defensive miscues. I think Kemba Walker will be the starter for the Knicks for the rest of the year. Just the fact that he just brought energy to the team, and that's the key thing. I think it's the Knicks are 14 and 18. They could have picked up a game on Washington and made this, you know, Eastern Conference much closer than it is. But it's still a lot of time. We still don't have our big guys like Barrett and Grimes. And you saw Obi back tonight, but you saw Obi was just a shell of himself coming back from COVID. So look, we can blame Randall all we want. We know we're gonna get with Randall. That's Thibodeau's man, and that's the man that stirs the drinks with Thibodeau. And I think Walker has put an exclamation point that he is the man that should be stirring the drinks and kind of taking leadership the way he did tonight to make this team run or make this engine finally run appropriately.
Absolutely, well said. Derrick Rose. I know you got. I don't know if you touched upon it last show, Ray, but I'm gonna touch up on it real quick. Derrick Rose, unfortunately, I know you guys don't live under a rock. Derrick Rose is out for minimum 8 weeks. So we're gonna be missing in the point guard aspect. So Kemba Walker, just like you said, solidified his rotation minutes. Whether it's a starter, which I think he will be the starter, unless he needs the night off because of his knees. I'm not sure how many minutes he played tonight, but we'll get to that in a second. I know you're going to go over the stats in a second, but listen, besides scoring 44 points, the guy ran that offense. You saw him drive the ball. You saw him pass the ball. You saw him run the pick and roll. This is an old school mentality scoring machine point guard. Does he have defensive flaws? He does, but not as horrible as I saw in that last. And I hate to do this because it sounds like I'm picking on him, but with 2 minutes to go, 1 minute to go in the game, Kyle Kuzma hits a 3-point shot where Julius Randle, you lazy person. That was the most laziest defensive assignment I've ever seen in my life. He just basically ran up to him, put his hand up, and of course Kuzma, a professional, and he's a shooter, and he got it in. And it's just things like that. If I'm Tom Thibodeau, I would go come up to him, not in front of everybody, but I would sit there and say, "You're supposed to set an example, and that's the kind of defense you're giving me in a close game like that. You being the captain of my team, and that's the kind of defense you're showing me right now. That's what your example you're setting to the young guys, because that was the most laziest defense I've ever seen. And I hate to bash him because we want to see everybody succeed, but when I see things like that cost us the game, if he would have been a little bit more up close on him, would spread his legs a little bit. I mean, I don't have to show you guys how to play defense. We know how to play D. Everybody here does, except apparently Julius Randle and Kemba Walker from time to time. But he makes up for it in other aspects, guys. RJ Barrett got cleared. He'll be back next game. They just still gave him the night off today. You saw him at the game. He was sitting in street clothes. Obi Toppin, like you said, ZenRay was didn't look comfortable out there. It looked like he's out of shape or he's gassed or might be still coming out of it, because let's face it, this is all still new to us. And luckily he's okay. Frazier's back, so thankfully Clyde Frazier's back announcing the games. And I don't know where we go from here. All I can tell you is RJ Barrett will be our starter next game, most likely, along with Kemba Walker, Julius Randle, Mitch, and Evan Fournier. And where we go from there, defensively, I don't know. What do you think, Ray?
Look, I know we have a lot of right now kind of I guess hate toward Randall a little bit because Randall should be doing a lot more as a leader in this club, and I think he puts so much pressure on himself, like I mentioned before. But let me just mention about Kuzma. Kuzma was 0 for 6 until those last two three pointers he hit in the last 3 minutes of the game that kind of put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
So if Randall was playing lazy or not lazy, Kuzma was not hitting those threes, and he was 2 for 8 from the threes. He hit those last two in the last 3 minutes of the game that kind of sealed it for the Wizards. But Kuzma in 33 minutes of play, 7 for 16 from the field, 2 from 8 from three pointer, 2 from 2 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block shot. Only had 2 turnovers. Was a plus 17 and was 18 points. But let me go to the man who was a high scorer in the building at the Garden tonight, which was Kemba Walker. 43 minutes of play, 14 from 27 from the field, 7 for 14 from 3, 9 from 9 from the free throw line. He had 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 steal, and he was a plus 4 with 44 points.
Hmm.
Not a bad night for a man who New Yorkers wanted out of town. I mean, I didn't really want him out of town. I just wanted him not to be there with his defensive lapses, not scoring. But I think it took, him a while to get adjusted. Number one, and for Thibodeau to bench him and light a fire under him, and now Walker is, I think, the leader that runs this engine now, because that's the kind of point guard we need. If you could put those kind of points up in the game, even if you put half those points in the game, but you put in 9 rebounds, 8 assists, that's impressive numbers. Kudos to Kemba Walker. Let's just say the people who said Kemba Walker is dead, it's all not true. He is back, and he is back fiercely in a Knick uniform.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, hopefully he moves like he's gonna be the starter. And hopefully, now that we wish him well, Derrick Rose is going to be out for a while. Hopefully, Miles McBride will be the backup, uh, or Emmanuel Quickly. You know what I mean? I think more they're probably going to go with Quickly, and McBride is going to kind of play when Kemba Walker doesn't play,
Right.
probably. Which I don't think that should be the case. I think Quickly should stay at doing what he's doing. Especially now that Derrick Rose is going to be out, Quickly needs to kind of run that offense, the second unit point guard situation, along with Alex Burke and McBride and Obi Toppin. And Owens Noel is going to be out for a little while right now. He just got sent to COVID protocol today. We finally had a Jericho Sims sighting. 22 minutes, I believe. He had 6 points and 6 rebounds. Didn't play a whole lot in that fourth quarter, or the second half to be exact, too much. I'm not sure if Tom Thibodeau saw some things that he didn't like. But we went kind of small ball, and we paid the price, guys. Like you said, ZenRay, interior defense
Terrible.
atrocious.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't defend the 3 point line. I mean, yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie hit a lucky 3 point bank shot that he never in a million years could thought it was gonna go in like that. I don't think it'll go in like that ever again either. But it happens sometimes. You get the lucky bounce. Funny thing is, I wanted Spencer Dinwiddie. I don't know if you remember, Zenry. If you go back to one of our shows, I kept
Right.
saying about the Knicks should look at Spencer Dinwiddie, and I know you have those stats in front of you. What did he do tonight?
Well, Dinwiddie in 36 minutes of play had 21 points. He had 12 assists. He had
Mm.
1 steal, 1 block. He only had 2 turnovers. He was 4 from 10 from the free throw line, so he only shot 40% from there. He was 3 from 7 from 3 point range and 7 from 14 from the field with 21 points. Not a bad night. Look, that's the kind of point guard you need. I mean, you distribute the ball around, 12
12
assists, and
assists. 12 assists.
Corey Kispert was behind on most of them. He had 20, 20 points. Corey Kispert, that's the guy from Gonzaga that I was praying the Knicks picked up, but he played impressively. He was 4 from 5 from the 3 point range, 4 from 4 from the free throw line, 6 from 7 from the field, three
Ooh.
assists, two rebounds. He only had 1 turnovers in 33 minutes of play. So
Zener, we got an angry guy here on my chat. AC Duck, let me know where you're from again, bro. What if you're from New York, I see that you're saying fire Tibbs. We still want Mark Jackson. Randall is not the option. nor Tibbs. Tibbs, quit, please quit. Wow, we got some harsh stuff. Salute to you, man. Shout out to you for joining the stream tonight, family above everything, hosted by with ZenRay from ZenRay Sports TV. We appreciate you. But listen, man, I get what you're saying as far as that Randall is not the number one option. Me and my partner have been talking about it
Shouldn't be. He
for
shouldn't be.
we should be R.J. Barrett. We should get the keys to the city. It should not be Randall, but R.J.'s been out. Randall's just a shadow of his former self. Tibbs benched a man a while. Randall, the defense has been so bad. And offense, yeah, I hear you, man. I mean, Randall's defense has been, atrocious. Yeah, appreciate you, man. And we just want to come on here, just like every other fellow Knick fan, we show frustration, and we want a certain kind of player, a certain swag, and it looks like Julius Randle is not that kind of player. So if you know the answers, if you got the connection to Tom Thibodeau, give him a call, let him know. Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, and Miles McBride. Give free the young crew.
Look, Thibodeau doesn't play a lot of young players. I think I understand the frustration in Nick Nation. I mean, firing Thibodeau is a little bit harsh. I think
Yeah.
someone has to get into his ear, and there's a lot of politics involved from management. Maybe Thibodeau doesn't want to play Randall all this time, but when you've got someone paying him all this money to be the number one on the team, he grabbed the bag this year. He's making all this money. How can you justify benching Randall? How can you justify benching Fournier? The only way that's going to work if you find trade partners and you trade them. That's the only way. And Tibbs have to come to agreement. I think next year, if this continues, I think there'll be a lynch mob after Tibbs to get him out of here.
Well,
But
I don't think I don't think you can go for his head yet. I think last season,
Look, I
last
think
season we went to
yeah,
the playoffs. We did our thing. This season is just it's not going our way. And us being New Yorkers, we expect nothing but the best. We're the smartest fan base in the world. You know what I mean? We this is a passion of us. This is why we do this. You and me, Ray, we do this. We've known each other for almost 6 years, and we did this while we work. So, this is something that we do. We love it. We bleed orange and blue, and a lot of these fans, that's how they feel, man. And I can understand their frustration.
but firing Tibbs is not an option now. I think if this continues next year, I think that would mean that Tibbs has lost the team, and then you have to definitely get someone here. I don't think he's lost the team. I think he just have a whole bunch of new players, and now you got the COVID stuff going on, so you can
Yeah,
make some excuses for him. But I think he has a point, man. Randall is not the man to be running this team. What you saw
definitely not.
tonight is the new leader here that should be running the team. I think with a common influence of having a point guard, Kemba Walker, I
Ooh,
think this should simmer down the team. So um, let's
you
see what
heard
happens
you
from here,
you heard
here
it
on.
here from ZenRay Sports TV. He said Kemba Walker should be the new leader of the team right now based on what he did tonight. With his
Uh-huh.
44 points. What was that? 8 assists, 9 rebounds. Am I right, ZenRay?
Yeah, he had 9 rebounds, 8 assists, and
Mm.
he was 9 from the free throw line. So he hit his free throws. He was a +4. He shot from the field 14 from 27. The Knicks lost this game in the interior. We're gonna go with the team stats here. When you look at and the Wizards shot 56% from the field.
Yeah,
56%. That just means there was no
defense.
defensive intensity. Yeah. And the Knicks shot 45. 3 points, they shot 43, and the Knicks shot 31%. That's where we lost it, because you left them. When you leave these guys open, I mean, they're going to get it in. 43% is a lot. Rebounds, we out rebounded them by 744 to 38. I mean, by 6.
Yeah,
And they had 30 assists. We had 17. So they moved the ball around.
a lot
It
better
was
than what we
so bad.
did.
And we tied them in the paint, 48-48, and they had 8 points off the turnovers. We had 0 points off their turnovers. Um, they the largest lead was 8 by the Knicks, and the largest lead for Washington was 8. The Knicks lost this game on the defensive end
Of
and
course.
in the 3 point range as well. They shot 31%, and they shot good from the free throw line. But look, when you have 17 assists, that means you're not moving the ball enough. I think it was a lot of jump shots you had to settle with, and that's going to come with some time when you have your regular players in there.
Well,
So I really
remember, Ray. Kemba was a hot hand. AC, don't worry about spamming, man. You just getting your frustration out there, and I feel you, man. But Kemba had the hot hand. He had 44 points. You know, the Knicks were dead in the water. If it wasn't for Kemba Walker, I don't know where this game would have been tonight. Let's be honest. Let's be realistic. We would have probably gotten blown out by 20 somewhat points if it wasn't for Kemba Walker. So, you know, there wasn't a lot of ball movement because nobody else was getting the job done besides Kemba Walker, realistically. Like I said, Julius Randle ended up with 23 points, but 6 or 7 of those points came in the last 3 4 minutes of the game,
yeah.
which were for 2 free throws. He missed a free throw, by the way. Let's not even forget about that. But you know, he got 2 free layups. So you know what I mean. And then back to you, AC. Don't forget, man. I know you're not happy with Tom Thibodeau right now. Tom Thibodeau has coached Jimmy Butler and has made Jimmy Butler the player. He had a lot of investment in him of the player that he is today. Derrick Rose won MVP under Tom Thibodeau. You know what I mean? Taj Gibson, all these young guys. It's just that right now, Julius. I think it's not really Thibodeau. I honestly think it's Julius Randle. He got his bag, and he's just not. He's not a fit for New York. Some players are a fit for New York. Like
Too
I
much
said,
pressure on himself. He
it's
put
too
too
much.
much
Too much.
pressure on himself. I think he feels like he has to be the man. He got the bag. I think when you see players doing that, he, like you said, he's not a New York product because he can't handle the pressure. And if you can't handle the
And
heat
got
in the
no
kitchen,
chips.
man, Mama
Facts.
always said, get out of the kitchen.
Facts. 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 Well said. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what better options are out there besides Tibbs right now. Mark Jackson. Not to touch up on that aspect. We all know why Mark Jackson unfortunately hasn't been given an opportunity. Do we agree with it? Absolutely not. But that's for another time, another place. Right now, Tom Thibodeau is in his second year out of his 4 year contract, and he has a chance to develop, and hopefully he gets smart and develops these young kids eventually. Especially, like I said, R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett is the next Dwayne Wade. If we give him the opportunity, R.J. Barrett can be a Dwayne Wade kind of player. When Dwayne Wade came out of college, he could not hit no jump shot. He was a driver, and look at the career he had in the NBA, and he got chips. So, Tom Thibodeau, if you ever come across this, give R.J. Barrett the keys to the city. And I don't know what we're gonna do moving forward. Let's be realistic right now as Knicks fans. The Knicks are a 500 team, or maybe below, just above or below 500 team this season. That's what I get from them.
Well, at this juncture, we have to look forward to Saturday. We're playing our nemesis that bumped us out of the playoffs last year at the Garden. The Hawks and Trey Young come to town. 15 and 16 Hawks will be playing the 14 and 18 Knicks at the Garden, 12 p.m. start at ESPN, and
Hmm.
also be played at MSG as well. Listen, that's a statement game. If we get most of our starters back and we play some defense in that game, and we go in there healthy, most of our players from the COVID protocols, I think the Knicks can beat Atlanta, and that'll be a good confidence booster. Let's play Kemba. Let Kemba lead the way, and Randall just hold on to the ball and stop, playing with
R-
like his butterfingers.
Ray,
Let's
this comment is
let's
for
have
you. Not to cut you off. This comment is for you. I have to tell you. AC says, I love RJ, but Kevin Knox is the future, bro. He's 6'7", long arms, can shoot, drive, sleek. Bill
Yep,
Knox
yep,
needs to play. Knox,
yep.
go Knox.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I love Knox. Hey, look at man, he's an see. I
he's a
don't know if
Knox
he's from New
guy.
York or not, but he is an intelligent guy. I'm a Knox guy myself. Even when Knox was playing a few games back, he looked good. He shot the ball well from the outside. He was driving with authority. Let's have a Kevin Knox sighting. Why not? Bring Obi, bring Knox, bring these young players in and let them shine. I think it's time to get rid of the old baggage and bring in the youth in here. Obviously, Kemba has made a name for himself. Kemba is a pressure cooker. I mean, when he was in UConn, he shot the ball at the Garden. He won many games at the Garden. He's homebred. He can deal with pressure. Unfortunately, Randall at this juncture, he can't handle the heat in the kitchen. So I say that if that continues, we have to find some options besides Randall.
But what team would be interested? Like, what kind of package do you think we can get for Julius Randle? I mean, right now, he's making $110 million for the next 4 years, and I know that for us, he gave us that hometown discount because he really did. Let's be honest. But we have Mitchell Robinson coming off a contract, who's gonna need a. He's gonna be looking for the bag as well. I don't know. That's for another show. I'm not even gonna get into that right now. We have Kevin Knox on his final year. We have R.J. Barrett. I think has another year, and then he's gonna be looking for a bag. So these are
I think RJ has 2 more years. He
two
has
more years. 2 more years. You're right.
next year. Yeah.
You're right. So, I mean, these are things that we have to sit there. I mean, luckily we're not the owners and we're not the financial advisors of the team, but Kevin Knox is going to be a free agent. We've been hearing about it since last season. Trade Kevin Knox for 2 draft picks. Like I said, let the kid play, especially now with Derrick Rose going down. And I really don't like seeing too much of Taj Gibson getting so many minutes anyway. So let the kids play, man. What do we got to lose? We're not gonna win a championship this season. Let's make it competitive. Let's play. If we can make it to the playoffs with the young kids, I'm for it. But if we're gonna go with the vets and Julius Randle and then get swept in the first round again, it's a waste of time. Just let the young kids run the show. This way, if we make it to the playoffs and the young kids are doing their thing, we could at least sit there and say they got experience underneath their belt.
Well, listen, I agree. Look, at this juncture, we have to let this game go behind us. I say play Kevin Knox if you can. Now that you're shorthanded, I agree with your call there. I
AC
think
Duck,
it's
AC Duck. Give give
AC
give a give
Duck,
a
man.
give a fo- give a follow to my partner AC ZenRay from ZenRay Sports TV. He's a real cool guy. He does some show. We do this together, but there's gonna be some nights that I'm not gonna be available. And he's gonna be available and vice versa. So if you want to stay everything Knicks and be updated, definitely give him a follow. Appreciate it, man.
Okay, appreciate that. But let's look forward to Saturday's game at noon. Let's start there and move forward. There's a lot of time left of the season. We're not up to the halfway mark as of yet, but soon to be. So let's go on a nice winning streak by starting to beat Atlanta and
Mm,
get Kemba. We know what Kemba could do now. Let's
that's
just
right.
get the other rest of the players in the lineup and get them settled down, and hopefully Randall follow Kemba's lead, and this will be an effective unit. And I think if this continues, I agree with Mr. Duck, man. Let's get Thibodeau out of here next year if he continues this because obviously he don't handle it. This
You
year,
guys calling for Tom Thibodeau's head already. Jesus
no, next
Christ.
year. I mean, next year I think this continues. I agree. Then Nick Nation will be calling for his head. I'm not saying now. I think right now it's too early, but I think
Yeah.
he'll straighten the team out. I think he'll straighten the team out. Let's be ready for that. So, Juby, you have anything else to update us with the Knicks? Anything you want to say?
Nah, man. Listen, we obviously it's gonna be a long season. As long as it's exciting, as long as we see the young bloods play, no problem. Thank you guys for this. Can I add him through your page? Yeah, man. His just look up ZenRay from ZenRay Sports TV, and you'll find him, man. He's a cool guy, man. Known him for a long time, but yeah, listen, it's going to be a long season, like I said, guys. We're a 500 team. Let's be realistic. Can we go on a winning streak for the next couple of games? We can.
I
If RJ Barrett comes back and he comes back energized, if Julius Randle puts some glue on his hand and stops trying to be ISO mellow, maybe he gets his braids done. That's a little inside joke we have because, ever since he let go of his braids, he's been just not a shadow of his former self. A lot of key factors to go in. Only time will tell. But I appreciate you guys stopping in to your channel, ZenRay. Appreciate you guys for having me. I want you guys to have a safe holiday. Enjoy your time with your family, and that's really all I got to say, man. And then hopefully, for my tomorrow is my birthday, so hopefully for my birthday, all I want is the Knicks to beat Atlanta, and give Kemba Walker give Trey Young a little shimmy of his own version,
There you
but
go.
we'll
That's gonna be
see.
a good matchup. Yeah. Look, I want to wish you upcoming birthday. I'll definitely give you a call tomorrow and wish you that over the phone. I want to wish you many more after that. Hopefully, we all get back to our normal selves in terms of going through all this we're going through with COVID and all these injuries that I incurred the last couple of days. But I'll be
Facts.
okay. You'll be okay.
Absolutely.
Let the universe enlighten all of us and Nick Nation for a win against Atlanta. And Juby and your family, the best is yet to come. And also with ours and everybody who's watching, the best is surely yet to come. ZenRay out, and I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and an upcoming Happy New Year.
All right, my
Thank
brother. Have a great
ZenRay
night. All
out.
right.
I'll be speaking to you tomorrow on your birthday. Happy
Th-
birthday, Juby.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Take care. Good night, man.
Good night. All right, guys. That was ZenRay from ZenRay Sports TV. Awesome guy, real cool guy. And like I said, I've known him for the last few years, and this is something that we do. We still do at work when we're working, and we just talk this stuff. So that's why we come on here to have fun, have a good time, talk to you guys. But I appreciate you guys. AC, shout out to you, man, for showing some love tonight. I appreciate it, man. Enjoy your holiday, enjoy your Christmas with your family. And as always, family above everything. Stay safe, guys. Have a good night. Peace.
We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. We are the New York Knicks.
Say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
Say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
We're back on track, here we come. League is done in 21, and the Knicks are on a run. And I'll tell you with Tibbs, we a bit too much to handle. With Barrett, Bullock, Burks, and Randall, it's the Knicks, and we're taking back our place. Everyone's gearing up with a mask on their face. The Garden's going crazy, and they're doing it for a reason. 21 is the Knickerbocker season. You better believe the Knicks got all that it takes. We're shooting three-pointers, and we're running fast breaks. And if your defense makes a mistake, then BAM! Robbie dunks in your face. This is a team you don't wanna miss. We are New York. We are the New York Knicks. Go New York!